with a victory over the Warriors of Watkins Memorial. And to take us back in time, let's take it over to Chris Wickup, and he'll give you details, I believe, on the last OCC championship and all that good stuff.
Yeah, Gary. Good evening, everyone out there. Last OCC championship for Delaware Hayes happened to be in 1969. Way back then, they had a share of the OCC championship with Whitehall at that time. If they win it outright, that would be we also have 3 other OCC champions already in Delaware Hayes this year, this fall season. The golf team has won the OCC championship, the tennis team, and the girls tennis team, and also the boys soccer team has won the OCC championship. Sorry about that.
Even when you can't hear yourself, we can hear you.
Well,
all right. Yeah.
Here we go.
Okay, we are set. The Pacers will be kicking off. And you talk about some hard numbers to read. Is it my eyes, or I don't have a prayer at seeing what the D-man for Watkins Memorial number is. Do you?
Well, I bet you that I can see it with my glasses.
I can tell you that Shane Blamo has it teed up for Delaware Hayes. He will be kicking it off.
That's number 22, Dan Sponseller, back deep.
And he will not get a chance at it. The kick will go down and out of bounds at the 15-yard line, so Watkins Memorial will take over at the 35 if they accept the penalty. If not, they could make the Pacers move it back 5 yards and kick it again. All right, it is going to be the 35 setting the Pacer defense. Lamont Shelton, number 2 at a cornerback. Matt Ellinger, 16 at free safety. 24, Phil Carter at linebacker. 32, Ben Hanna, linebacker. 34, Elvin Shaw, to linebacker. And as a matter of fact, Delaware is going to re-kick, so they'll try that again. That'll give me more time to set the defense. At cornerback, number 35, Dave Daniel. The strong safety, Shane Blamo. He'll wear number 42. A defensive end, Eric Williams, 53. Eric Borio, number 65, at a defensive tackle. Alex Kukos, number 84, at a linebacker spot. And Andy Sisler will be the other defensive end for the Pacers on defense. You know, last week, didn't they have a re-kick too? And very rarely do I ever see the re-kick, but
I believe we did see a re-kick last week.
2 straight weeks. So Blamo will kick it this time. It'll take a hop, and Watkins is going to get yards out of this because he's crossed the 35 and the 40 and out to about the 44-yard line, where the Warriors of Watkins Memorial will have it 1st and 10. And here come the Pacers on defense.
Number 4, Jacob Pledger on the return, one of the up backs.
Well, the Pacers have a man run out and grab the kicking tee, and I look for his number on the sheet. We don't even have him.
Well, Gary, what we're going to see a lot tonight out of Watkins is they're going to run a lot of 3-back, full house backfield. And from what I've been hearing, they do not run outside. They run up the middle, and more up the middle.
Can you give me a number on the quarterback? I believe it's number 16, but the ball carrier on the play is number 28, Josh Hammer. He's a junior running back.
Yeah, the quarterback is number 16, senior captain Chris Higgins. Be about 2nd and 4 here. The Warriors on their opening drive of the game. The full house backfield.
So Higgins is the quarterback. A gain of 6 on the first play, 2nd and 4. It's the full house backfield, and a handoff straight up the middle and across the 45-yard line, and a 1st down for Watkins Memorial.
Dave Daniels in on that stop. Number 44, Richard Anderson, the big fullback for Watkins with the carry.
6 foot, 196-pound senior. Watkins Memorial 2-1 in the league. They're coached by Jerry Cook in his 11th year at Watkins Memorial. Of course, the Delaware Hayes Pacers in his 5th year at Delaware Hayes, coached by Mike Marshall. Once again, the full house backfield. All kinds of movement and look, but Hammer is dropped. They're going to say it's a fumble, and it is a Pacer football right at the line of scrimmage. They'll take over at the 43-yard line.
Not quite sure who made that recovery. They had tried to run the counter there, and
must have been a nice hit, because it must have been very close also, because he was wrapped up and he still had the ball, but it came out apparently before he hit the ground. Pacers on offense. Goebel, Ellinger come to the near side, Rose to the far side. That leaves Jason Baker at the lone setback. In the slot, we'll get a look, but it appears to be Andy Sisler, the tight end. It is, and he comes in motion to the near side. They'll pitch to Baker, and Baker tries to get outside, makes a nice move. He's out across the 45 and out near the 48-yard line on a play that looked like it would go absolutely nowhere.
Yeah, the reason that play was successful is Andy Sisler really made a nice block there to give Baker the corner for the pickup of about 5.
You know, if anybody looks for a reason to maybe dislike Watkins Memorial, how about the fact that they have Wolverine helmets on? Is that good enough?
It could be for some people in Central Ohio.
They're the Warriors, but in this case they have Wolverine helmets. And there's the reverse. It's the pitch back to Blamo. Blamo looks to throw, doesn't have a man open, and he continues to be chased, stays on his feet. And I'll tell you, Shane Blamo did a heck of a job to only lose a yard on the play, considering how long it took for that play to unfold.
Tackle was made there, I believe, by number 79. Travis Fishbaugh, 6 foot, 224-pound senior.
We'll set the rest of the offense for you here in just a second. Chad Brown, number 55, is the center. D'Amico over center, 3rd down and 6. 9.5 minutes to play opening quarter, no score. D'Amico's back to throw. Has time, then runs out of time quickly as 5 converge, led by number 5, Thomas Lee, inside linebacker.
Gary, in talking to the coaches and some of the players prior to the game, I was tipped off that Watkins is going to blitz and blitz quite frequently with number 5, Tom Lee, from the middle linebacking spot.
Well, I mean, in high school,
you're going to see blitzes constantly.
You are. And Chris D'Amico, we'll have to check that out, but I believe Chris D'Amico needs under 60 yards to pass for 1,000. Back to punt, Ben Hanna. It's a spiraling kick, and no fair catch is called for, and hammered right where he caught it at the 33-yard line. That was Sponseller, and he gets dropped immediately.
Coming into the game, D'Amico had 946 yards passing on 67 of 154 attempts, 9 interceptions, and 6 touchdowns.
So he needs 54 yards.
54 yards for
Jason Baker needs 44 rushing to get to his 1,000, and he picked up, what, 6 on his first carry?
Yes.
So we'll have to kind of keep an eye on that if we can. Watkins shifts into a power I formation, and the handoff goes to the deep man, and still continuing to rumble for 1st down yardage out across the 45-yard line. That was Josh Hammer once again, who Anderson and Sponseller were the big advertised backs coming in, but right now Hammer seems to be carrying the ball the majority of the time. Another 1st down for Watkins Memorial, their 2nd. They lead in 1st downs. They also lead in turnovers. 1st and 10, ball at the 46. They shift into that power I once again. I believe Hammer goes to the deep man. He'll take the handoff again, and they'll run the same play twice. This one will gain only 2 yards, so about 10 yards less successful than the last time they ran it. 2nd down and 8.
Big key for the Pacers tonight, if they're going to win this game, is to stop the run. Obviously, as I said, we're going to see about 90% of the time Watkins is going to run the ball, and they're going to run it up the gut. So they really need to be strong up the middle. It's really going to fall upon your Eric Williams and your Elvin Shaws and your Ben Hannas to really step up and plug that middle.
Once again, the power I formation. And this time they'll run to the fullback to the near side. I believe that's Sponseller. Sponseller gets the corner. Dave Daniel runs him out of bounds, but not until he picks up the 1st down.
Flag on a play, Gary.
Which generally on a sweep like that or an end around, that's going to be a block. A bad block by Watkins, and chances are it will go back. Sponseller had 1st down yardage to the Pacer 41. And this one will hurt Watkins considerably. You know, as I look across the field, is that a completed press box over there?
Well, I'll tell you what, Gary, we put up a visitor's press box here at Delaware,
yes,
Hayes,
did.
and it's not quite completed, but it is usable, and the visiting coaches are in there tonight, making big-time improvements here at the athletic department and facilities here at Hayes.
It hasn't been that long since I was last here.
Well, we also have the new windows here, and a brand new countertop.
I did notice that stuff. It was right in front of my nose.
Coach Shelley.
Of course, I can't even see numbers yet. Hammer shifts into the I formation. The power I again. He'll take the handoff, bounces off one tackler, cannot get away from the second. I believe that was Elvin Shaw.
I want to say
Shaw, or is it 24?
It's Phil Carter.
Okay, Phil Carter, number 24 on the tackle. The penalty had moved the Warriors back to their own 42-yard line, a gain of 1 that time, and now 3rd and 14 for Watkins. 7 minutes, 20 seconds to play here in the opening quarter. The OCC championship on the line as the Pacers can clinch at least a share tonight with a victory.
We're definitely looking at Woody Hayes football tonight.
Third hammer shifts into the power I once again. Higgins back to throw. Throws, has a man wide open, but he overthrew him. The man was looking over his left shoulder, and he threw back behind him to the right, and it will fall incomplete.
Receiver was split end, number 21, Jason Chevalier, with Matt Ellinger on the coverage. One thing to notice, Gary, for the Pacers tonight, Matt Dane, the big offensive lineman, is back in uniform tonight.
As a matter of fact, the last game or 2 games ago that, well, timeout Watkins, I think they've got either not enough or, not enough players on the field, so they'll burn a timeout with 6:58 to play in the first quarter. The Pacers are 3-0 right now. Watkins at 2-1. We've got Whitehall. Where is that?
We've got Whitehall. Okay, here we go.
Marysville's at 2-1.
Marysville's at 2-1. Watkins is at 2-1. Whitehall's at 2-1. Mount Vernon 0-3, and Franklin Heights 0-3. Marysville and Franklin Heights go at it tonight.
That's right. So if Marysville,
if Marysville wins tonight, and Hayes wins tonight, obviously that assures Hayes of the
and if
share.
Whitehall would win tonight, if Hayes would lose, it would be like still a 4-way tie for first, which
we don't want to see.
It's no. I'd just soon have the Pacers go ahead and take it right here. I believe Dave Daniel back deep for the Pacers. He'll stand at his own 26-yard line.
Pacers with 10 men on the line, shift 2 back now.
And the flag right now. Oh, there's a high snap taken by the punter. Kicks it away, and it will roll dead at the Pacer 19-yard line.
Punter tried to gain an Academy Award there.
Well, Lambert was in on him, actually. I believe he lost his footing on there, but... near side. Daniel's going to be in a slot. Actually, a double slot, both on the far side. He and Ellinger.
It's a new formation out of Hayes.
Baker the lone setback. And both slot men are in an up position. They'll hand it to Baker. Baker straight up the middle across the 22 to 21-yard line. He'll gain 2.
Tackled there by number 71, Chris Meacham. 5'11", 227-pound junior out of Watkins. One thing you will see with Watkins, Gary, tonight is they have a huge offensive and defensive line averaging around 240 pounds a man. They're led there by number 72, Dale Soap.
Once again, Goebel comes to the near side, and the Pacers call timeout. We'll take quick timeout. 6:22 to play first quarter. We've got no score. We'll be back after this.
Hi, this is Jimmy Crum for the Plaza dealerships on both sides of Route 23 in Delaware. Plaza Pontiac Buick here and Plaza Ford Lincoln Mercury across the highway. Every car dealer pays the same for their cars. What makes Plaza the place for your next car is their commitment to customer satisfaction with the car, the deal, and the service at Plaza. If you try them once, I know you'll be back. Remember, you'll get the best deal and meet the finest people at the Plaza dealerships, Route 23, just minutes north of 270. Take it from me. You'll be pleased with the people at Plaza.
Field, and the Pacers and Watkins Memorial, no score, but 5.5 minutes into the ball game.
Yeah, Gary, what I was saying, though, prior to the break there is Watkins has a huge offensive and defensive line at 240 on the average, led by number 72, Dave Shaw, at 6'5", 290 pounds.
He is down in a nose guard spot right now. He is one big boy. Here goes Baker straight up the middle. And for a couple of more yards down to after about the 23-yard line.
The fun thing is going to be about watching Shuff tonight in this nose guard position. He's going to be matched up against Eric Williams. Delaware Hayes is 6'6", 260-pound Division I prospect.
He landed up right over the center that time. Jed Brown, and Brown will give away a little bit of a penalty flag down. How can we have a penalty flag down?
They dropped it.
Watkins has too many men on the field. No flag.
No flag.
He thought he saw too many men on the field.
As I said, he dropped it.
I would recount before I would actually drop my flag, I think, if I were him, but to save a little embarrassment. But he'll go the embarrassment route. Exactly 6 minutes to play here, opening quarter. We're halfway through. Pacers still looking for the first down. Elvin Shaw's in the backfield now, along with Baker. D'Amico's back to throw. Has a little bit of time. Overthrows Daniel. Little far in front of him, and it went through the hands of number 21, Chevalier. And it brings up a 4th down for the Pacers, and on comes Ben Hanna in the punting unit.
Something to watch for this game, and while D'Amico is throwing, Gary, as I do know that he got a little bit nicked up this week in practice as his thumb took a hit on his throwing hand and was a little swelled.
Hanna will stand at his 9-yard line. Sponseller and Hammer will stand back near their own 40. Hanna gets off a nice punt. And it's Sponseller who's going to take it, cut up the far side. He's got a big run, 50, 40, 30, 25, and brought down at the 23-yard line. Now is Matt Ellinger. We've got a flag down at midfield.
Yeah, that's going to be a clip, and it was a questionable one at that. But they're going to call a clip on that.
That'll, instead of having it, there's the initial indication is the clip, but instead of having it at the Pacer 21, 1st and 10, they're going to have it clear back inside their own 40.
It looked to me, Gary, because I watched that block as it happened. It looked to me it was just it was a blindside block, but it was not on the backside. It was on his shoulder. Of course, I'm not the one in the stripes, so.
All right, so the Pacers get a break. Boy, I'll tell you what, Sponseller showed a little bit of speed that time as he took the ball right in the center of the field, headed for the Watkins side on the far side, and burned down the sideline. And they'll scoot it back to the 34-yard line where Watkins will have it 1st and 10. Boy, I wish they had easier uniforms to read the numbers. I'm telling you, what a nightmare. You may just have to unplug that one. There you go. Nobody, was it the wrong number last time?
I think they were selling fighting estimates.
He's calling the press boxes. Higgins back to throw. Throws over the middle, and his man never turned around. That was Chevalier again. Ellinger on the coverage, but Chevalier never turned around. Had he turned around, he might have caught the ball.
I'm not quite sure why people are calling the press box, but I suppose we could answer and see if
it's probably Mount Vernon or not Mount Vernon, but Marysville or Whitehall or
checking scores. That's it. They're checking the updates. Sports ticker.
There we go. Full house backfield once again behind Higgins. Takes the snap. He's going to hand it off to Hammer. Hammer tries left side, and he fights near the 1st down. He'll be just about a yard shy of the 1st down. Out to the Pacer 43-yard line, or actually to Watkins 43-yard line.
Host the Pacers in on the stop there, Gary, led by number 2, Lamont Shelton, coming up from his defensive back position.
He didn't have to come up very far.
No, he did not have to come up very far.
Pretty much made in the defensive backfield. I'll tell you, when Watkins is ripping off some runs, they're getting some nice yards out there.
I would have liked to have seen that game last week against Watkins and Whitehall, because I saw Whitehall play earlier in the year, and boy, do they have speed. And so that would have been a really interesting matchup to watch.
3rd and 1 for the Pacers. This would be a big stop right here. Watkins shifts back into the power I. This time to the extra man on the near side. It goes to the fullback Anderson, straight up the middle for the first down, out across the 45 to the 47-yard line.
Elvin Shaw in on the stop from his linebacking position. They'll move the chains.
Hopefully I'll continue to guess properly. I looked at size, where the position was, and what they were trying to do, and guessed it was Anderson, the fullback. You know, you can see that 77 because that back is so wide on that offensive lineman. That's one of the captains, 6'3", 280. Power I formation once again for Watkins after the first down. And the handoff in the backfield, and Sponseller is brought down behind the line.
Is that number 66, Matt Daner? No, I'm sorry, 85, Andy Sisler. And once again, we run into the orange haze numbers, which are also difficult to read.
This makes the Pacer numbers easy to read in comparison. Watkins, you can read the back ones okay, you just can't read the front ones, but Sisler throws Sponseller for a loss of about 4 yards, 2nd and 14. 3:42 remaining here in the opening quarter. We've got no score. And there's the inside handoff once again, and is that 86 Price?
No, that was 53 Williams on the bottom and 85 Andy Sisler finishing him off. That was the old 1-2 punch.
The 5 and the 6 are definitely hard to distinguish, but Sisler with his second straight tackle for a loss, at least half a one, and a loss of 2 more yards. We'll call it 3rd down and about 16 for Watkins. Higgins is 0 for 2 in passing. Double wide out, so it'll be Sponseller who comes split to the near side. Chevalier to the far side. And Higgins,
delayed draw
to Anderson. Anderson has first down yardage, and he may have the touchdown. One man, Ellinger, can stop him, and he will bring him down inside the 10-yard line of the Pacers. Nice call by Watkins.
Absolutely, Gary. That told everybody. Lamont Sheldon had 2 shots at trying, and he slipped both times trying to get his footing to come up and try and make a stop on him.
I'll tell you, that was one of the plays where the quarterback drops back and just
wraps it around behind him.
Tucks it into the fullback's stomach as he goes back, and that one was wide open. He cut to the left side down the far sideline, and Ellinger was the only one that could stop the touchdown. Brings him down at the 10. And a personal foul is going to be called against both teams. Which means it will
be offsetting.
Yes.
Offsetting, and we'll stay there. Some of the fans out here with silly spray.
That's right.
Spraying right in front of our spot.
See, now we can see the running backs.
Kinda.
Sponseller, Anderson, and Hammer. Hammer is to the near side. You can see him from the back. Those aren't bad at all. Anderson is the man in the middle. And Chris Higgins, of course, is the quarterback. And the handoff will go to Hammer. Hammer inside, and he is inside down near the 5-yard line.
Once again, Elvin Shaw in on the tackle, along with Ben Hanna and Andy Sisler.
Aaron Bordick at 5'11", 265 comes in for the goal line defense, as does Chad Brown, I believe. Wasn't that 55 that checked in with him?
Didn't catch it.
So they'll put a couple of extra linemen in there now for the goal line as the ball rests on the 5-yard line. 2nd down and goal from the 5, approaching 2 minutes remaining here in a scoreless first quarter. Power I formation now as Sponseller is the deep man. And the handoff goes to Sponseller. Sponseller hit it about the 3 and falls forward down near the 1-yard line. We'll see where they spot it, and it will indeed be at the 1, 3rd and goal from the 1-yard line.
We have seen Delaware Hayes make this stop, though, in the past against out at Big Walnut. Had a couple different defensive stops right on the goal line situation.
We'll have a timeout called by Watkins. Minute 28 to play opening quarter. We'll be back. We've got no score, but Watkins knocking on the door.
If you're you're a model or an actor or someone who has what it takes to be one, here's a chance to show your stuff to the people who can make it happen for you. The Millie Lewis American Modeling and Talent Convention offers 4 full days of exposure to the world's top agents and casting directors, and it offers the highest placement rate of any convention in the country.
Back at Gaucher Field, Mike Marshall trots off after talking with his defense, going, fellas, they've got 1 yard. Let's don't let them have it.
I'm sure that was basically the gist of the conversation.
There's not a whole lot else you can tell them. 3rd and goal from the 1 yard line. It's like go low, fill the holes. You got to shoot the gaps and
watch for the counter.
And tackle.
Yeah. Watch for the counter here.
Hammer is the deep man, power I formation behind Higgins. Anderson is the up man. And it'll be Hammer. Hammer lowers his head and does get in on 2nd effort. Boy, it looked like they had him stopped.
Yes, it did. I was sitting here shaking my head saying no, did not get in, but the official ruled otherwise.
And that was Hammer on the 1 yard run.
1 yard run with 1:24 left in the 1st quarter.
So Watkins on the board first. Delaware, you have to muster a 1st down here in the 1st quarter. Need to get that offense in gear. Watkins has had 5.
Yeah, it's some real big plays. That draw was a key right there.
Yes, it was on 3rd and long. Extra point up and good by Sponseller. Minute 24 to play. 1st quarter, 7-0. Watkins on top. We'll be back after this.
Hi, this is Jimmy Crum for the Plaza dealerships on both sides of Route 23 in Delaware. Plaza Pontiac Buick here and Plaza Ford Lincoln Mercury across the highway. Every car dealer pays the same for their cars. What makes Plaza the place for your next car is their commitment to customer satisfaction with the car, the deal, and the service at Plaza. If you try them once, I know you'll be back. Remember, you'll get the best deal and meet the finest people at the Plaza dealerships, Route 23, just minutes north of 270. Take it from me. You'll be pleased with the people at Plaza.
Back at Gaucher Field, and Watkins draws first blood here in this OCC contest. It's Lamont Shelton, Dave Daniel, and in the middle is...
That'd be Jason Baker, number 25, starting tailback for the Pacers.
Boy, 72 is the kicker, and he is one large gentleman.
Yeah, that is Dale
6'5",
Shelton, the 6'5", 290.
No, he doesn't look 6'5". He looks wider than tall. He looks about 5'5".
Well, I'll tell you what, Gary, when I was coming into the game tonight and Watkins was coming off after just doing some calisthenics and stuff, they're big. I don't consider myself that small, and they're big.
Actually, after watching him tower over the rest of the guys in the huddle, I guess he does look 6'5".
I wonder if he plays on the basketball team at Watkins.
Boy. He's set to kick the ball. It's a high kick. Lamont Shelton will take it at the 20 on the near sideline. He'll cut it back to the middle, wait for his wedge across the 25.
Oh, great
30,
move.
35 and out near the 38-yard line. Nice return by Lamont Shelton.
That's what the Pacers needed right then. They're a little bit flat coming in off the touchdown drive, and
we only got 18 yards, but I'll tell you what,
it was an exciting 18 yards.
Well covered on the kickoff. It was a high, short kick.
Lamont Shelton's one of those players in the future that's exciting and fun to watch.
Rose will go split to the far side. Goebel to the near side. Ellinger in a slot to the near side. Baker the lone setback. And Andy Sisler in the tight end spot to the far side. Ellinger will go in motion. And D'Amico will hand to Baker. Baker tries to turn the corner. And, oh boy, nice open field tackle. Actually, the man was
being blocked at the time. And I have that number. It's number 24 on the stop. It'll be Josh Canfield, 5'9", 141-pound sophomore.
Give him 3 yards on the carry. And according to my very unofficial calculations, Baker needs 31 more yards.
Oh, my.
2nd down and 7.
If not, we'll just ask Gary Henry from the Delaware Gazette.
That's right. We will have it at halftime for sure. We'll have the official stats. There's Baker straight up the middle, and he'll fight his way for
a yard or two.
Maybe. It looks like a yard. We'll call it 1, 3rd down and 6.
Dale Shuff in on the stop there. Once again, I'm getting the idea I'm going to call his name quite a bit tonight.
Actually, it's close to a 3rd and 5. The ball rests on the Pacer 44-yard line. Baker will be the lone setback. Ellinger in a slot to the near side. Same formation. D'Amico's back to throw. He's got some time. Loses time. Boy, he was hit just as he released. And we've got a flag down.
Well, I'm looking. I don't see any.
Well, he kept blowing the whistle after the play. Not sure exactly why. That's why I thought maybe there was a flag down, but
D'Amico's pressure came from number 71, Chris Meacham.
D'Amico was just setting, ready to release when he got hammered.
Yeah, he had a couple people open in that pattern. He had 4 or 5 receivers in the pattern. And,
the whistle because the end of the quarter. 7-0. Watkins on top. We'll be back with the second quarter after this.
There's still plenty of time to plant, and Oakland Nursery has a great selection of plants for all your landscaping needs. From shrubs and shade trees to evergreens, Oakland Nursery has it all. Now is a good time to fertilize your trees and shrubs for good root development for the winter ahead. At Oakland Nursery, we carry a wide variety of fertilizers for any purpose. Stop in and let us help you select the quality products for your landscaping needs.
Back at Gaucher Field, and the Pacers will punt once again. Ben Hanna will stand at his 30. Sponseller will stand back at his own 19-yard line. Ben Hanna hit a nice punt last time. Not sure what his season average is. I'm sure we have that in the stats.
I will go to the magic book.
And Hanna gets off a nice kick again. Sponseller, looking a lot of bounce. I believe it hit off of him. So the ball is loose, and I think the Pacers have it down at the Watkins 27-yard line. Boy, that is one thing they preach. If the ball's going to hit the ground, you better get away from it. But nope, they're going to give it to Watkins. Wow. Pacers were fired up. They thought they had it, but it's one of those ones where they talk about where the ball may change hands a few times before the officials can
that's where heart wins out, Gary.
Yeah, or strength.
Yeah. Hanna's punting average on the year, he's kicked the ball 31 times for an average of 29.81, just shy of 30 yards a kick. But he's really punted the ball a lot better than that tonight.
Yeah, he definitely is kicking farther than that.
You must consider, though, some of the weather that he has had to kick in this year. I do remember the Olentangy game and gale force winds, basically a hurricane.
Field conditions, there's a lot of factors. Full house backfield once again for Watkins. They'll have it 1st and 10, their own 27-yard line. The handoff will go to, who's got it? Is that Anderson?
I believe it was number 28, Hammer.
So Hammer picks up 5, 2nd down and 5. Just underway here in the second quarter. I think Brandon Price checks into the ball game now. And Chad Brown checks in.
Phil Carter off, and number 84, Alex Kukason out.
Pacers trying to beef it up a little bit on the offensive line, trying to counteract a little bit of the Watkins beef.
Pacers have also put in Matt Dane, nicknamed Big Nasty, in the hallways.
Full house backfield once again. Handoff to Anderson straight up the middle. Bounces off Hanna, but then Hanna slows him down enough to grab him and throw him back shy of the 1st down by about a yard. He'll pick up 4. It'll be 3rd and just a yard for the Pacers. Or for the Pacers, for the Watkins.
The Warriors. And it looks like they're going to bring out and measure. That's exactly what they're going to do.
It'll be a short yard, but I've already told them that it'll be 3rd down.
Well, and you are the guru. I understand. In fact, I'll have to.
The way?
Well, I'll tell you what, Mr. Milner.
I'll tell you what. If it doesn't work, we'll have to have the screen removed because I've never missed one yet, but I've never looked through a screen before.
That's a 1st down.
Oh, see, look at that.
Yeah, we'll blame the screen. Okay.
Yeah. We'll have to have the screen removed before next season. Because we won't be back here. This is the last Pacer home game. They'll be over in Marysville next week, and
they will.
I myself will be over at Big Walnut as the Big Walnut Eagles and the Owen Braves go head-to-head in the final game of the season. Which we'll talk a little bit about computer points, but Owen Tangi's still only dropped to 5th in their region, which is unbelievable. They can pick up some huge points tonight. 1st and 10, they'll give it to Sponseller. He tries to get outside, does so down the far side, and he may go. We got one man chasing him and trips him up.
We have a flag on the play all the way back.
Who was that? Was that Baker?
That was
Chad Brown, number 55, Chad Brown?
Chad Brown was out? Yeah, that was Chad Brown.
There is no way Chad Brown ran him down from behind.
Chad Brown is number 55. He's a center.
5'11", 175. He tracked him down at a penalty flag.
Penalty flag is way back. It was on the sweep just as he was turning the corner when they did that, so it's going to indicate it's probably going to be a block.
Chad Brown's personal highlight film is going to include that play. That Sponseller can fly, and he was flying, and Chad Brown ran him down from behind and made a great tackle. But we won't have to worry about it. We had a
It was all in the angle. It was all in the angle.
No, I don't think it was. It's unbelievable. Man.
We're going to have
an offensive center that ran the man down.
We're going to have a 1st and 20 here, though, for the Warriors.
After the hold, actually a little over 20. About 22 yards for the first down. Higgins back to throw. Throws down the flats. Boy, had Lamont Shelton seen that a little quicker, he might have been able to run under that for the interception.
That's exactly what I thought was going to happen.
And the clock will stop on the incompletion with exactly 10 minutes remaining here in the first half. 7-0, our score. Watkins leading the Pacers. Pacers still looking for their first down of the ball game.
Pacers need something to happen here. They need a little bit of fire in their belly right now.
I thought they had their second turnover, which could have
would have really helped. It would have put them in great field position.
Absolutely.
Too.
Full house backfield once again for Watkins. And the handoff will go to Sponseller. He'll run that same play they ran that broke it last time. This time they'll run him out of bounds across the 30 at the 32, so he'll gain about 6 yards on the play. Still be about 17 shy of the first down.
We'll say Matt Ellinger was in on that stop, along with number 85, Andy Sisler.
You know, I'm going to write it down somewhere on my sheet, so tomorrow morning I'm going to ask Mike Marshall
if that was Chad Brown.
Chad Brown.
Yeah, he's going to tell you he runs a 4.440, but we've just never seen it before. Maybe the wind picked up. I mean, the wind is blowing.
I can't, but they were both running the same direction.
Oh, well, okay, there goes that idea. I'm trying here. I'm trying to give...
3rd and 17, power I formation. Higgins back to throw.
Screen
pass. Throw out in the flats to Chevalier. Chevalier to the near side, and the Pacers are there to box him in and run him out of bounds at the 35-yard line. He'll gain just 3, well shy of the first down.
That was another nice play call by Watkins. Set up the screen pass. Didn't have enough offensive linemen out here, really. Only had one blocker truly out in front with about 3 or 4 Pacers having him in.
This will be Watkins' second punt, I believe. I think Dave Daniel was back to return another. He'll stand this time back at his own 30-yard line.
Daniel's averaging 10.1 per return this season.
Snap back to Sponseller. And a wobbly kick. It'll bounce at about the 43. And will finally roll dead at the 24-yard line. 9:20 to play here in the first half, and the Pacers will take over, as I said, still looking for their first down. Yeah. Here comes Chris D'Amico off the Pacers sideline. Jason Baker unofficially with 15 yards out of the 44 necessary to reach 1,000. Chris D'Amico has yet to complete a pass, so he hasn't approached the 1,000-yard mark yet in passing. He needed 54 coming in. The handoff goes to Baker. And Baker, on second effort, spurts through for about 4 yards. Really have been stuffed at the line of scrimmage.
Yes, he should have. I'm really impressed with Jason Baker's heart this year. He has picked up a lot of tough yardage. Decent back. Not plus with a lot of size, but
5'10", 165.
Real decent back. Decent speed.
And we'll call it We're only going to be able to give him 2 yards credit on the last carry. 2nd out and 8. Baker the lone setback. Slot to the near side. And Baker falls down as he tried to make his move. D'Amico looks deep for Dave Daniel. He's got his man at the 40. Down to the 20, 15, 10, 5, and down to the 2, 3-yard line.
That's what the Pacers needed.
What a perfect throw by Chris D'Amico.
He stepped up and made that throw. That was beautiful. That was at least, oh, shoot.
He's got his
at least 40 yards. Yeah, that had to be, he was at the what?
Well, he threw from, let's see, line of scrimmage would have been inside their own 30.
And then
or
now on the 4-yard line, so
66-yarder.
Yeah, so with that completion to Dave Daniels, which is his, let me go to the magic book of stats and find out.
1st and goal for the Pacers from the 4-yard line. Boy, what a nice look by D'Amico. We're going to have a timeout called. 8:23 to play here in the first half. Pacers trail by 7. They're on the 4 of Watkins. We'll be back after this.
This is Jimmy Crum for the Plaza dealerships on both sides of Route 23 in Delaware. Plaza Pontiac Buick here and Plaza Ford Lincoln Mercury across the highway. Every so often you find a place where you really enjoy doing business. The Plaza dealerships are that kind of place, and I hope you'll visit them soon. I'll be telling you a lot more about them in days to come. Remember, you'll get the best deal and meet the finest people at the Plaza dealerships, Route 23, just minutes north of 270. Take it from me. You'll be pleased with the people at Plaza.
The Pacers are on the Watkins 4-yard line, 1st and goal after a 66-yard pass. And I'll tell you what, Chris D'Amico did a nice job of seeing Daniel. Actually, he was covered, but he saw that he was going to beat his defender, threw it over everybody, and Dave Daniel got it on the run and got down to the 4.
That was Daniel's 11th catch in the season. On the season, going into that catch, he was averaging 18 yards per catch. But with that catch, he shoots up to 22 yards a catch.
There we go. See, if he only had Chad Brown-type speed, he would have taken that one.
Touchdown.
Elvin Shaw, the fullback. And we got movement all over. Watkins jumped first, but then Andy Sisler, the tight end on the near side, jumped. But I believe
they're
that
going to
go against Watkins, because they did jump first into the neutral zone.
That's exactly what it is, and threw Andy Sisler offsides.
You know, they say the team that wears black draws the most penalties, but tonight, absolutely nothing is going Watkins' way as far as those yellow flags. These officials must certainly be from Ohio. They're wearing the Michigan helmet, so half the distance to the goal. 1st and goal from the 2.
The big backfield in.
There's Shaw once again, shifts in the broken bone. D'Amico gives to Baker. Baker picks his way through for the touchdown.
Baker's 9th rushing touchdown on the season.
8:18 to play before the half, and the Pacers an extra point kick away from tying this game up. And Jason Baker with the touchdown. How many is that on the year for him?
And that's his 9th on the year.
9th.
That puts him, he's in 2nd place in scoring in the county. Of course, B.G. Young of B. Young.
Absolutely.
BB is way out in front.
Blamo on to attempt the extra point. Kick is up, and it is good. No, it's no good. Missed to the right side, so the Pacers trail by a point. 7-6, 8:18 to play here in the first half.
Boy, that could come back to haunt the Pacers, too.
Boy, that was very, very close. Of course, we've got a terrible angle on it.
Yeah, you have plenty of leg on it.
I think we need 6 or 8 angle replays. We're going to
have to call WDLR and TV56 and see if they can get that.
That was one of the Columbus TV stations on the...
Oh, I wonder if we have... Well, I didn't see the helicopter for football Friday night, but... we'll see if we can pick up who that is.
Somebody wandering the sideline. Oh, somebody also eating pizza. Are they cooking that right below us?
Oh, absolutely they are. They were cooking sauerkraut during the pregame, which if you like sauerkraut, that's great. But to be honest, it kind of makes my stomach kind of turn and get queasy. And
but we're sure it's good. 8:18 to play before the half. The Pacers trail by a point. Shane Blamo set to kick off. It's a low squiff kick, and it'll be fielded, and a They'll do the in and around, and boy, the Pacers have this one smelled out, and a penalty flag.
That's got to be some sort of an illegal block.
Wow, but there wasn't even anybody close to where he threw the flag. That was something.
Maybe he saw it from the other side of the field.
They must have.
Maybe it was a hold, or
that was the head man.
The illegal block that he went behind his back, the hand.
That's intentional grounding. No, that's... I'm not sure what that is. We'll have to... Oh, he was behind the guy he handed it to.
Which means it's some sort of an illegal forward pass.
He was behind the guy he handed it to. When he handed it to the fullback on that delayed draw, he was behind him and stuck it into his... boy, that's a weird one.
Maybe you can't do that on a kickoff, and you can't out of an offense.
Once again, Watkins is not having a good time with the yellow flags. I'll tell you what, if I'm their coach, I'm going to go on ballistic on the far sideline, because every time they bust something big, it usually gets called back. Not that that one even came close to busting anything big. 3 of the Pacers were all over that play.
Yeah, that was going nowhere. That was read perfectly.
Nonetheless, the line of scrimmage moved back to the 11-yard line. By the way, the Pacers did get their first down in the ballgame.
A big one.
66-yard completion. Hand up the middle to Anderson. Anderson bouncing off tacklers out across the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Anderson just ran over Lamont Shelton.
Yeah,
Kyle Goble will help with that stop.
There. Anderson, 6 foot 196. Lamont Shelton at 5'10", 170. He's a sophomore.
Maybe 5'10".
There's a little bit of the size coming back in. Aaron Bordick back in at 5'11", 265.
Number 65 for the Pacers checking out.
Full house backfield once again. Handoff comes to, that's Hammer. Hammer on the near side, and
he is stood up by Matt Ellinger there.
He was, just as he turned the corner. Looked like he was going to have some yards. And the line of scrimmage they'll spot it at about the 28-yard line. It's going to be second and about 4 to go for the Watkins Memorial Warriors. They lead by a point after the point after try by the Pacers went wide right, and just wide right. And we'll call it second and 5. They actually did not get a very good mark on there. It's barely the 27-yard line. Full house backfield. Anderson once again, right side. See, Elvin Shaw is the last man, but I can't see who. The ankles to trip him up. That'd be Eric Williams.
Eric Williams in.
Also Shane Flamo.
Yes.
Flamo playing a strong safety. They're playing a little Buckeye defense there, bringing their safeties in, letting their corners in coverage.
Well, as we pointed out at the top, we're going to see a lot of run from Watkins, and so far that's been what we've seen.
Maybe we've also seen an indication as to why, because they've had a couple receivers wide open and have not been hit. Third down and a long one. Watkins shifts into the power I. Hammer is the D-man. He takes the handoff. He's got the first down, bouncing like a pinball in a machine, and he will be unable to get to the 35-yard line. Man, they stopped his forward progress a long time ago, but the official didn't blow the whistle till 3 Pacers drug him out of bounds.
Yeah, you had Lamont Shelton, Ben Hanna, and number 84 for the Pacers, Alice Kukos, in on the stop.
First down. Kukos, one of the starting linebackers. 34-yard line. And we're approaching halfway through this first half of play. 7-6. You know, they didn't blow the whistle till he was out of bounds, but yet they've started the clock up now. I don't understand that. Handoff straight the middle to Anderson again. Anderson out across the 40.
Boy, the Warriors' offensive line is just having their way right now, making huge holes.
And we've got a Pacer down. It appears to be Eric Williams. Or is that Elvin Shaw? That's Elvin Shaw who is down.
Please report to the track box. Debbie Manson, please report to the track box.
And Matt Lambert checking into the Pacer lineup. Boy, Elvin Shaw is one of those players that you really don't, I mean, you can't really afford to lose too many players, but Elvin Shaw is...
From a defensive standpoint, Elvin Shaw always is around the football, always sticking his nose in. Coach Marshall
And as a fullback, he threw some blocks that yeah, he'll jump up. He's a tough one, but we'll see.
I think he took a shot to the midsection there. Matt Pinsura out, trainer to check him out, help him off. But he's out under his own power, so I'm sure we'll see him back soon.
Trainer did a fine job on that one. 5:51 remaining here in the first half. Second down and 3, gain of 7. And the handoff for the first down, and it is Hammer into the secondary by a bunch across midfield inside the 40 down to the 38-yard line of the Pacers.
Once again, Ellinger has to make this. It's not good when your defensive backs and safeties are leading the team in tackling for a game. That's usually an indication that you're getting eaten alive on the ground.
Tell you what, total yardage-wise, you take away that 66-yard pass,
and it is
not pretty.
It might not be pretty anyway. Of course, you look at penalty yardage and...
yeah. Schoolhouse backfield once again. Sponseller is the near, Anderson, and Hammer is the far man. Anderson straight up the middle, running room again. And he is down inside the 30 and near a first down once again.
Tell you what, Gary, we've already talked about the Warriors' offensive line being large, but they're also fairly quick. They had number 78 there, Nick Copley, a 6'2", 285 junior, pulling and trap blocking there. And he came across and opened up that hole.
Another first down for Watkins. We approach 5 minutes remaining here in the first half. Sponseller near, Anderson in the middle, and Hammer to the right of quarterback Chris Higgins, and it's Hammer who runs the near side. Lamont Shelton had a hold of him, and Melvin Shaw, who was back into the ball game after
taking the shot to the midsection.
Yeah, after catching his breath.
Looks like Hammer's a little shaken up there. He's coming off a little gingerly. Some of his offensive linemen taking care to take a look at him.
Well, he stays in. That's good. Your offensive linemen help you out. They're trainers. It's not bleeding. Okay. He still seems to be shaking off the effects of something there. He gained 4 on the play. Now they'll shift into the power eye as Sponseller's the deep man. He'll take the handoff over right side. They follow their blockers pretty darn well, too. Put their hand down, and when there's nothing there, they just put their helmet on their back and roll forward. Gain of about 3 on the play. Third down and about a yard for Watkins.
Goebel and Eric Williams check out of the game for Pacers.
Third down and 1. The best thing for the Pacers right now is they're winning the field position, but although Watkins doing a lot to themselves with penalties, but at least they're having to sustain drives. And, of course, there's more apt for something to go wrong. Of course, we haven't seen a penalty for a while.
It's time.
And there's the handoff, and I'll tell you what, strictly second effort. And he got the first down, I believe.
Nate Gay had him stopped about 3 yards short and bounced off of that hit. And
Sponseller had
plunged ahead
was
for
stopped.
What appears to be and what is the first down.
Unofficially, I've got Watkins for 9 first downs to 1 for the Pacers.
Why did they split up?
But the score is still 7-6.
I know. That's the thing. If you can get to halftime with it still a 1-point game or even close to that, make some adjustments because they have been running wild. Power eye formation again as Sponseller's the deep man. And Higgins back to throw.
Receivers
going deep, and he's got his man caught for the touchdown. Have to see who that was that caught it. Chevalier.
Yes, Jason Chevalier. Not quite sure who was in on the covers there. Couldn't see that. And that side, though, it's usually Matt Ellinger. And Dave Daniels, possibly.
So Chevalier pulls in the pass with 2:49 to play here before halftime.
That is their first completion of the game.
Yes, it is. Boy, that was a well-thrown ball.
And the receiver looked this time.
There's the kick. It's up, and it is good. 14-6, our score, 2:49 to play before the half. We'll be back after this.
There's still plenty of time to plant, and Oakland Nursery has a great selection of plants for all your landscaping needs. From shrubs and shade trees to evergreens, Oakland Nursery has it all. Now is a good time to fertilize your trees and shrubs for good root development for the winter ahead. At Oakland Nursery, we carry a wide variety of fertilizers for any purpose. Stop in and let us help you select the quality products for your landscaping needs.
Back at Gaucher Field. Well, I'll tell you what, Chris, the Pacers have 2 minutes and 49 seconds to try to gain a little bit of momentum here as they head to halftime here. A couple of Pacers shaking up on the play.
Got Lamont Shelton down, and Matt Lambert, and Shelton is still down, and Matt Pensura attending to him. What had happened there is what it looked like is the snap was a little bit fumbled, and the holder did a real nice job picking it up and getting that set up, and both those Pacers were in there. And I think they collided is what they did.
I believe they did.
Kind of got the bell rung a little bit. They both trot off the field underneath their own power.
14-6.
Both teams have used 2 timeouts and have 1 remaining.
Pacers need to figure out something on offense here to get a, well, how about a 66-yarder to Daniel?
Yeah, that would work.
Whatever that play was, let's try it again. That was just a perfectly thrown ball, and that last pass for the touchdown by Higgins was also a perfectly thrown ball right over the defense. And
the other thing with that one is that was the first time his receivers had actually looked for the ball. They hadn't looked in the last 2. He actually looked.
True. And let's see, we got Daniel to the near side, Baker in the middle, and is that Hannah on the far side?
Yes, it is. Ben Hannah.
Yes, it is.
Out at about the 20-yard line.
Is that Baker in the middle, or is that Ellinger? I'm having a tough time with numbers here.
That is Baker in the middle.
Okay, that is
Dave
Baker.
Daniels here to the near side.
So Daniel to the near side. We'll see, they've mainly been high, short kicks.
To the left.
Dale Slaw approaches the ball. This was a short kick. It will bounce, and it will be picked up at the 25 and buried at the 28-yard line. See, on the far side was Ben Hannah.
Tackle made, well, one of the tacklers was number 36, Kurt Fuzines. Another 6'1", 181-pound junior.
Tight end, of course, they have no wideouts.
Yeah, they're all tight ends on the roster here.
Around here. All right, let's see what the Pacers can do. Goebel split to the near side, Rose to the far side. Ellinger in a slot. D'Amico's back to throw. Has a man on the run. That's D'Amico. Or that's D'Amico. That's
D'Amico to
Ellinger. Ellinger, who was out on the near flat. And this will be good for about a 5-yard pickup, as Matt Ellinger actually slipped down.
He'd had his man beat. His man had gone past him and had some open field in front of him, but he slipped.
Rose checks out, Daniel in. Daniel in a slot to the far side. Actually, here's the double slot once again. The near side, he is the wide out. Ellinger comes in motion. D'Amico looks, hands off to Baker. Baker tries to get near side, short side of the field, and he has the first down just shy of the 40-yard line. They'll stop the clock while the chains move. Boy, is it cooling off in a hurry?
It is cooling off in a hurry. But with these new windows in the press box here at Gaucher Field, we can put them down.
That's true. Of course, we missed the Windex or something, but that's all right.
That would be the...
I'm telling you, just the fact that we can put them down is huge. 1st and 10 Pacers. That's their first down other than the long one. D'Amico's back to throw on 1st down. He gets it up to Courtney Rose. Rose with a nice move at midfield. He's got another 1st down at the 45. I'll tell you what, there was one defender one-on-one, and that man didn't come within 5 yards of touching Rose by the time he put all the little shake and bake moves.
Yeah, Rose is not real big, but Rose has got tremendous speed. I'd have to guess he runs around a 4.5 40, 4.6 40, something like that. Tremendous foot quickness.
Minute 45 to play before the half. Delaware Hayes on the march. D'Amico back to throw again. And he underthrows his intended receiver, Matt Ellinger, at about the 39. It would have picked up about 7, but it falls incomplete, and the clock will stop with 1:42 to play.
Here on the near side, Gary, I was watching Courtney Rose again. He ran the exact same route, and his defender gave him probably 10-yard cushion on that.
Shane Blommel is in. Blommel comes near side with Rose. Goebel and Ellinger go split to the far side.
Eric Williams is a center.
Bit of a run and shoot formation. D'Amico's back to throw. He's got time. He's got time, man. Right through the hands of Shane Blommel, his intended receiver.
Eric Williams has shifted to...
I was listening to the coaches earlier, and I think maybe with Chad Brown playing defense that they were going to maybe...
I thought maybe he was tired from running down Sponseller still, sucking oxygen down there on the sideline someplace.
3rd and 10 with 1:36 to play. First half, clock stopped. Pacers trailing by 8, 14-6. Picked up 2 consecutive first downs. Big 3rd down play here. D'Amico back to throw. The pump fake to Rose, and it is picked off at the 24-yard line, and a penalty flag goes flying.
A late penalty flag. I wonder what that would be from.
Oh, man. I'll tell you, things have not gone right for Watkins.
I was going to say the Pacers are clapping.
It was another huge, huge play by Watkins, and we're going to have an interference call against Watkins Memorial.
Gary, in high school football, is it at the spot, or is it just a 15-yard penalty?
No, it's not at the spot. Yeah.
Too bad.
Yeah. Yeah.
I should have remembered that from last week. That was Buckeye Valley's big play last week against Pleasant.
Yep. Now let's see. Their officials are discussing it with the players. We're not sure exactly what they're discussing.
They're negotiating, I believe.
Officials pointing. Pass interference is the call, so they'll move it back.
Yeah, more importantly, that gives the Pacers the football back versus losing the football on the turnover.
They'll mark it off 15 yards. That'll get it down to the 30 with a first down by penalty.
Yeah, it looks like they need more than the 15 on that.
Do what? No, the line of scrimmage was... Yeah, no, that was exactly 15-8.
For some reason, I thought the line of scrimmage was back at the 50, and I was like, nope, no, that's a 20-yard penalty. I know I sometimes get confused with pro, but still.
Daniel Ellinger to the far side, Blommel and Rose to the near side in a run and shoot formation. And he goes back to throw. They put a little blitz on. He throws over the middle, has his man dropped immediately, I believe is Blommel. And the Pacers are going to call timeout with 1:06 remaining here in the first half. We'll take a quick timeout. 14-6, Watkins lead. Delaware's on the move. We'll be back after this.
Hi, this is Jimmy Crum for the Plaza dealerships on both sides of Route 23 in Delaware. Plaza Pontiac Buick here and Plaza Ford Lincoln Mercury across the highway. Every car dealer pays the same for their cars. What makes Plaza the place for your next car is their commitment to customer satisfaction with the car, the deal, and the service at Plaza. If you try them once, I know you'll be back. Remember, you'll get the best deal and meet the finest people at the Plaza dealerships, Route 23, just minutes north of 270. Take it from me. You'll be pleased with the people at Plaza.
Shea Field, the Pacers trailing the Warriors of Watkins Memorial by a score of 14-6. The Pacers are on the move at the Watkins 26-yard line after the 5-yard pass from D'Amico to Blommel, 2nd down and 5.
Pacers just used their last time out of the half right there.
Which could be important.
Especially here at the end if they're going to try and get a field goal or if they can't.
Well, that might stop them from like running a draw to Baker or something like that, because if he doesn't run out of bounds, then
yeah, they can't afford
they'll
that.
Continue to run. Although it stops with the movement of the chains. D'Amico back to throw, some pressure. He's got a man wide open. Shane Blommel, touchdown. 26-yard pass. Somebody messed up coverage.
I'd say so. But boy, that's a huge play for the Pacers with momentum going into the half. It'd be interesting here. You'd think that they're going to go for 2 to try and tie it back up.
I would say absolutely. Exactly a minute. And the Pacers will go for the 2. Kyle Goebel checks on.
I'd like to see a little throw over the middle to Andy Sisler here is what something I'd
12. Sisler's in a slot, the tight end spot to the near side. He'll go in motion, which means they may pitch to Baker. Oh, D'Amico hands to Baker, but he slips.
I think
Chris
he was
D'Amico's
actually
going to argue. He says that
he was tackled, I believe, by
I think he just slipped.
I think number 77 actually had a hand in on it.
D'Amico thought he had gotten rid of the ball, and I think Baker might have scored on that one, but the 2-point is no good.
I think he was actually tripped up in the backfield by number 77, Michael Fry, 6'3", 280-pound senior.
Nonetheless,
boy, these guys are big.
The Pacers take a minute 49 to answer the Watkins touchdown and bring it back to within a 2-point game, 14-12. Now I have to play defense to make sure Watkins doesn't break anything big in the last minute. Watkins with 1 timeout, unofficially.
Yes, I can bet your bottom dollar you're not going to see Sponseller getting this football.
Well, they haven't kicked it long a whole lot, that's for sure. Doubt if they'll start now.
Blom will tee it up.
And let's see, it is Hammer, number 28, and set Sponseller to the near side.
Sponseller to the near side.
They will stand. Wow, Watkins has 9 guys up on the 10-yard cushion. That'll be a low kick, and it'll be Hammer, who fumbles around, picks it up to the 20, 25, and down to the 30-yard line.
Dragged down there by number 55, Chad Brown, who he and Sponseller must have a personal grudge match of some sort going on. Uses that blinding speed again that Brown does possess.
Chad Brown is still out there on defense, and that's pretty much why we're not seeing him on offense, I think. That play killed 6 seconds, so 54 to go before halftime. And we'll see what Watkins does. They're not, like you say, they're not known for a big air game. Just 2 backs now, and there's that inside handoff to Anderson. They tried that fullback draw, or whatever you want to call it, but that one went for 0 yards that time. As last time it went for, what, about 50?
Eric Williams in on stop along with Chad Brown.
Of course, that wasn't necessarily a passing situation. That was 3rd and long on that other one they broke, but they'll continue to let the clock run. They're content to run it out. We're under 30 seconds to play here in the first half. Share of the OCC crown is on the line tonight for the Pacers. If they win, they're guaranteed at least a share of the title. There's the full house backfield once again. They'll hand it off to, well, they faked me out on that one. I thought it was Anderson.
I was all over Anderson.
That was a great tackle on Anderson. But unfortunately, didn't have the ball, and Watkins will use their last timeout. And that was Sponseller who was on the carry, and they call a timeout with 3 seconds remaining.
I believe they're going to change it to 7 seconds or 5 seconds.
Yes, they did. 7 seconds. I don't know.
Elvin Shaw is checking out.
They'll move it to 8 seconds. I think they'll bring in a
defensive back and go to some sort of prevent.
A few defensive backs. There's not a whole lot you can do with 8 seconds to go with the ball on your own 40-yard line. You can't even throw a Hail Mary because you can't get the end zone. You can try your hook and ladder or something like that. Of course, trick plays they have.
Sure, Chad Brown with his blazing speed will stay.
I just put him back as the safety valve. 8 seconds on the clock, 14-12. Pacers have not converted either extra point. The second one they tried for 2. The first one missed just to the right.
But they were able to answer when they needed to answer. Full house backfield.
4 defensive backs, 15 yards off the line of scrimmage. Sponseller goes in motion. And Higgins gives to Anderson, and he's going to be wrapped up. What a waste of a timeout.
Stop there and made by number 85 of the Pacers. I'm sorry.
Is that Eric Borio, 65?
It was Eric Borio, 65. There's that case of the orange numbers.
Yeah. So 14 guess it's only fitting that we have a tight game. It will remain interesting here as the Pacers, as we said, will go for the piece of the Ohio Capital Conference crown. We're going to take a timeout. The band, the seniors, will be performing on the field for the last time in front of the home crowd here at Gaucher Field. And I believe the Willis 7th and 8th grade band is also here.
Yes, they are.
So we'll be able to enjoy that. Maybe we can leave the mic open for Chad well, no, Chad's got other things to do. He's got to do news.
But we can close our windows.
Yeah, we can do that. Stay a little bit warmer anyway. We're going to kick it back to the studios. We'll be back with the second half of action. We're at halftime with our score, Watkins Memorial 14 and Delaware Hayes 12. We'll be back for the second half after this.
If dentures are your concern, we're concerned. We are U.S. Dental Care. We offer same-day denture service and repairs. Why are we able to give you this specialized service? Because U.S. Dental Care has an in-house lab right here at our location. We are a complete dental facility, as well as the home of the one-day denture. U.S. Dental Care, Dr. Martin D. Gellender and Associates. Most types of dental insurance accepted. For denture needs, visit the home of the one-day denture. U.S. Dental Care, 949 East Livingston Avenue.
Back at Gaucher Field, 14-12 our score. The only score in the first quarter, a 1-yard run by Hammer of Watkins Memorial, make it 7-0. Pacers came back, missed the extra point to make it 7-6. Watkins came back with 2:49 before the half on an 18-yard pass to Chevalier, and it made it a 14-6 ball game. And then the Pacers, a minute 49 later, on a 26-yard pass from D'Amico to Blommel. The two-point conversion attempt no good, so that leaves us at 14-12, and Chris has more of the first half stats.
Yeah, Gary, first half stats are a little deceiving if you look at them. Score is much closer. Delaware Hayes can pretty much count their blessings, I think, right now, being only 2 points down. First downs, Watkins Memorial 11, Delaware Hayes 5. Passes, once again, we mentioned at the top that Watkins was not going to throw the ball a lot. They've only thrown 5 passes, completed 2 for 21 yards. But they do have a touchdown on one of those. Delaware Hayes, Chris D'Amico, is 5 of 9 for 121 yards and a touchdown pass, once again putting him over the 1,000-yard mark for the season. The Watkins Memorial Warriors, being the running team they are, have 32 rushers for 203 yards for a 6-yard average approximately per rush. Delaware Hayes 10 for 26. Total offense, Watkins 216 yards totally on 37 plays. Delaware Hayes 140 yards on 19 plays. The big one, though, as we pointed out in the first half, is Watkins is losing the penalty battle with 62 penalty yards on 6 penalties.
He could almost...
one penalty, 5 yards.
You could almost make that a loss of 200 yards because they had a long kick return brought back, a nice play from scrimmage brought back.
Right. Individually, we've got Jason Baker down for 8 carries, 26 yards.
Which leaves him 18 shy of his 1,000-yard rushing season.
Dave Daniels, 2 catches, 1 for a touchdown, 70 yards.
Throw an S on the end of that,
Daniel. Oh, I always do. And I've got him in class, too, every day. Shane Blommel, 2 catches for 30 yards and a touchdown. For the Warriors, you got Hammer with 13 rushes, 75 yards.
And the Pacers will receive the second half kickoff, by the way.
And Anderson leading the way with 11 rushes for 93 yards. He is a horse running behind that big offensive line.
8.5 yards per carry. Back deep in the middle, Jason Baker for the Pacers, Lamont Shelton to the far side, Dave Daniel to the near side. There's the kick, and this second half is underway. It'll be taken by Baker at the 10. Bring it back up the middle. 15, 20, 25. Continues to pick his way and out across the 30-yard line. Nice return by Baker out to about the 32-yard line.
Baker brought down there by number 34, who is not on Watkins' roster. So
hey, just go to whoever's closest. That'd be Brian McCreary. Actually, that's 5'9". I don't know whether he's that small. And we'll see what adjustments the team's made. Baker will be the lone setback. Double wides to the far side, one to the near side. Ellinger comes in motion from the slot, and the handoff will go to Baker. Baker straight up the middle, and will get very little gain, if any at all. We'll see if they mark it. And apparently he'll get a couple of foot. We'll give him credit for a yard. Second down and 9.
Brought down there by number 82. Jason Guy, 6'2", 185-pound senior.
Triple wideouts. Goble and Daniel to the near side. Rose to the far side. D'Amico's back to throw. Got some time. Throws out for Goble. Nice sliding catch out to the 38-yard line. So it'll be a gain of 6. Third down and 4 for the Pacers.
D'Amico made a real nice throw. They usually roll out, and that's when he's achieved most of the success that I've noticed throughout this game. And made a real nice throw there. Put it the only place Goble can catch the football.
There's the run and shoot formation now for Watkins on a 3rd and 4 for the Pacers. D'Amico's back to throw. He's running out of time, had to kind of jump up and release it, and throws it short, intended for Shane Blommel.
The Warriors brought up 7 men that time, and they did keep Baker in the block, but with the size of the Warriors, defenders, Jason Baker's small stature is going to hold up very well.
Well, you talked about football Friday night. By golly, they're here.
Yes,
Chad's probably humming the song back there. You know, I believe that's the only song that Chad can remember the words to.
I thought he knew the Macarena also.
Now there's Hanna with a huge end-over-end punt. It'll hit and take a pacer bounce inside the 20, and Watkins will begin their second half at their own 18-yard line.
Once again, field position is key, and we'll find out what happens. I'm sure we're going to see a long, sustained drive here.
We'll see if the pacer made that adjustment, because, boy, they go some yardage right up the middle in that first half. Ben Hanna calls the defensive signals, and we'll see if the backfield remains the same. It does for Watkins. Full house backfield, Sponseller, Anderson, and Hammer. Sponseller to the near side, and they will give it to, I believe, Anderson. Anderson straight up the middle. He's across the 20 now to about the 23-yard line.
Elvin Shaw in on the stop, and Pacers have made adjustments. Looks like they're going to the 8-man front, everybody up in the box. Not that you have to worry about too many receivers for Watkins so far, but
one of their scorers on a 18-yarder. Second down and 6. 2 minutes gone here in this second half. Full house backfield once again. And it's Sponseller. Sponseller inside, right side. He goes for about another 4 yards to bring up 3rd and short for Watkins. We have 11 first downs to 5 in the first half, I believe.
yes.
And I think 4 of those for the Pacers came in that drive ending the first half. 3rd down and a long yard for Watkins. Line of scrimmage will be the 27.5. Almost 2 yards. Full house backfield once again.
Pacers have 7 on the line.
Sponseller shifts into the power I formation. And penalty flag, delay a game is going to be the call. And so now it's going to be a 3rd down and 6 for Watkins.
Actually heard the Delaware coaches talking about they've moved to the 6-5 defense.
Alex Kukos checks back in. They move out of the goal line. Checking out of the ball game is
number 7,
Aaron Bordick.
Number
78.
78. Man, I can't read these numbers.
Yeah.
Got to talk to Kevin Reed, the athletic director, about that.
Where's the athletic director now? Is he down cooking hot dogs or something like
No,
that?
athletic director standing down in his usual post by the victory bell.
Oh, okay. All right.
Waiting to ring it. In this OCC championship matchup.
That's right. 3rd down and 6. Big play for the Pacers here. Watkins' first drive of the second half. Back to throw out in the flats. And it is complete for first down yardage out across the 30 to the receiver out of the backfield, Danny Sponseller.
Lamont Shelton comes over to make that catch. But the Pacers
make the tackle. Yeah.
Make the tackle. My bad. Well, he caught him.
Actually, had he made that catch, he had a nice, easy 30-yard touchdown.
Pacers just didn't pick up Sponseller out of the backfield. They had a little bit of play action, and Sponseller just rolled out in the flat, wide open.
Nice pass, also from Chris Higgins, the quarterback. Full house backfield once again. Sponseller, Anderson, and Hammer. And it's Hammer who tries right side. He's got some yardage once again. Matt Ellinger grabs him. Lamont Shelton jumps on at the last second, but the Watkins Warriors rip off 5 more yards on first down.
The Pacers not a real deep team either as far as number-wise, and boy, you've got to think at some point in time this is going to, I mean, they're going to have to start wearing down, that type of thing, if they keep hammering and hammering away, and that could affect them sometime in the fourth quarter if they need to come back.
Especially when they're getting leaned on by a much heavier offensive line. Second down in a short 5. Hand off to, ball's loose on the ground, and let's see who came up with it. Still a major struggle down there, and Watkins has it. So it'll be a very effective play that time for the Pacers as they lost 3 yards. That brings up a 3rd and 7. With 7:40 the clock running here in the third quarter. Pacers trail by a pair. A pair of points, not a pair of touchdowns. We're 14 to 12, I guess. And this Watkins offense not necessarily geared for long, since they are a running team.
However, they are averaging 6 yards a run, so
they'll stay in the full house backfield. Nobody split out, and they will run it. And it'll be Sponseller, and he'll be wrapped up about 4 yards shy of the first down, 3 or 4, and it'll bring up a 4th down, and I would assume Watkins is going to bring on the punting team.
First man to make him spin back to the inside was Eric Williams, where he was cleaned up there by Alex Kukos.
And Sponseller is the punter. Nobody else has left the field. They changed their receiver.
Jason Chevalier, they are actually going to, looks like they're going to go for it.
They appear to, in the power I formation, 4th down and 3. But with their punter as the deep man, nope, they are going to go for it. Man, they're going to pitch it out to Hammer. Hammer's going to try to turn the corner, and he does so for the first down. What a gutsy call on 4th and 3, just halfway through this third quarter.
You wonder if they saw something in the first half and made an adjustment. Wonder if their coaches saw something that would indicate that would be a successful play here.
I'll tell you what, all it would take would have been one man shooting through and clipping the legs out, and the Pacers would have had the ball at the Watkins 35-yard line. Wow. I guess, yeah.
Sometimes you chalk it up to guts, Garrett. And you've got to do that sometimes. You got to roll the dice occasionally.
I think there's a TV show called Guts. You don't watch Nickelodeon, do you?
No, sorry, I don't.
There's a handoff up the middle, and breaking into the secondary, I believe that was Hammer.
Brought down there by number 55, Chad Brown.
Might have been Sponseller. Yep, Sponseller, and rips off another first down.
Chad Brown on the tackle today. Another Warrior first down.
And the ball will be at the Pacer 42-yard line, where it'll be 1st and 10 for Watkins. Full house backfield once again. It's been the same 3 running backs. They certainly do not substitute a lot.
No.
And a handoff up the middle to Anderson. Anderson will only pick up a couple. They'll spot him down inside the 40 at the Pacer 39-yard line. 2nd down and 7.
Boy, the Pacers really need to come up with something to stop this. Obviously, at some point in time, or at least you would assume that they're just going to keep wearing them down and score again. And
an official's timeout right now. One of the Watkins big boys is
number
over to the side.
Number 77, captain Michael Fry.
Man,
6'3", 280 pounds.
Who just came in and replaced him. He's like 5'10", 200.
He's a solid, stocky man.
They've got a lot of beef over there. Clock runs now with 5:20 remaining here in the third quarter. And handoff ball loose again, and I believe the Pacers have it this time. What a break for the Pacers. They'll take over at their own 40-yard line. You know, that's one thing we talked a little bit in the first half. When you make them go that long and they have to grind it out, there's a lot of things that can go wrong.
Right. Is that the second or third fumble we've had tonight, Gary?
Well, we would have that on our stat sheet.
Oh, that is a good point.
Second recovered by the Pacers.
And they had another fumble down here in the second half.
That's right. So they've had four fumbles and 2 recovered. And here come the Pacers.
And those mixed extra points are loom large.
Double slot to the near side. Now Ellinger will go in motion to the far side. Ball's on the far hash mark. And they're going to hand it Baker. Baker's going to try to get short side, and he'll go for about 5 out across the 45.
Now, what is the Baker watch looking at right now?
Baker watch appears to be about 12 yards shy of that magical 1,000-yard mark. Alvin Shaw checks into the Pacer lineup now, replacing Matt Ellinger. Pacers going from left to right here in this third quarter. We're down to 5 minutes to play. Pacers trail by 2 points, 14-12. Shaw shifts into a broken bone formation. And D'Amico will hand it Baker. Baker straight up the middle this time. And ball comes loose. Oh, they blew the whistle,
though. They're going to call him down. They're going to call him down. It looked like he was to me, Gary. He was shooting through the pile, and as he went down, and I'm sure the ground caused that fumble. Is what it looked like.
Spit out by 10 yards. And Baker able to pick up a couple, and he will be spotted just shy of midfield, about a foot shy of midfield. Third down and 1 for the Pacers.
Dave Daniels checks in, Elvin Shaw out. Daniels and Goebel split left. Courtney Rose to the near side.
Sisler in a tight end. They go in motion to the far side. And they're going to give to Baker, trying for the first down yardage. He's got it, and he's got more. Boy, he was just one player away from breaking. He got down to near the Watkins 40. We'll see where they spot it.
Yeah, Baker seemed to hit another gear right there, and just tell you what,
another gear. I believe he has this magical 1,000.
Very close.
That was a 10-yard carry on that play. Then he should have 1,002. Let's just hope he doesn't get thrown for a huge loss here.
Baker, you're averaging 5.5 yards a carry this season.
Runner shoot formation. D'Amico back to throw. Throws over the middle. He's got his man Courtney Rose. He's got the first down, a 13-yard completion down to the Watkins 27, but Rose had to go to a knee to complete it. But the Pacers will take the completion, even though he couldn't run with it afterwards.
Once again, D'Amico was under heavy pressure there, which caused that kind of wobbly, bad throw, low throw. Rose did a real nice job going down and catching that ball, but boy, if he could have stayed up and not had to go to the knee, he would have been gone probably with his speed.
Similar to the
Goebel catch earlier.
Also similar to Ohio State, the way everybody's playing their run, giving them the pass. There's the handoff to Baker. Baker's got some blocking inside the 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown, Jason Baker.
Real nice blocking there, Gary. That hole was wide enough to drive a Mack truck through, and Baker squirted through there with no problem. And
if there was any doubt as to whether he had 1,000 before, he does now, because that was 27 yards on the road.
Baker's second touchdown on the night, and his 10th on the year.
And the turnover
led to the...
certainly did.
And the OCC chants are arising from the crowd.
And the Pacers will go for 2. See if they run the same play they were trying last time. Nope, D'Amico's back to throw. Looks over the middle, through the hands of Ellinger. Right through his hands. So it'll be an 18-14 ball game. Pacers lead, 3:34 to play third quarter. We'll be back after this.
Hi, this is Jimmy Crum for the Plaza dealerships on both sides of Route 23 in Delaware. Plaza Pontiac Buick here and Plaza Ford Lincoln Mercury across the highway. Every car dealer pays the same for their cars. What makes Plaza the place for your next car is their commitment to customer satisfaction with the car, the deal, and the service at Plaza. If you try them once, I know you'll be back. Remember, you'll get the best deal and meet the finest people at the Plaza dealerships. Route 23, just minutes north of 270. Take it from me. You'll be pleased with the people at Plaza.
Back to Gaucher Field, and the Pacers lead for the first time in this ballgame with 3:34 remaining third quarter.
Now comes the task of stopping the formidable run that Watkins has shown the ability to do all game. However, the turnovers have bitten the Warriors a number of times tonight, and that time it paid off, and the Pacers scored on it, or because of it, I should say.
That's right. Hopefully you get a big enough lead and force the Warriors to go to the air.
Oh, that'd be nice.
Rommel set to kick off.
Sponseller deep.
And it will not go deep as it swims along the ground, picked up by the up end and down at the 30-yard line, slid on a knee. And Watkins will take over first and 10. They'll spot it at the Watkins 31-yard line.
Up back with number 4, Jacob Pleger.
Nice. What was that, about a 70-yard, 65-yard drive by the Pacers? A little mixture of the run and the pass.
Absolutely.
Sponseller, Anderson, Hammer in the backfield behind Higgins. Higgins over center, takes a snap, and he will give to Sponseller, the second man through, and he'll get out near the 35-yard line. Actually, across the 35 to the 36 for 5 yards.
Dave Daniels on a tackle. The one thing that the Pacers have been able to do with that offense is when they've spread the field, I think they're taking advantage of some of the speed that they have, whereas Watkins has got all those big boys.
Well, Watkins has been in single coverage trying to stop the run, so they're in single coverage, and the receivers, Pacers have some nice receivers that you're going to have a tough time covering one-on-one. And the handoff will go to... Nope, Higgins keeps, goes around right in. He's got the first down. He is out across the 45 to near the 48-yard line. That's the first time we've seen any inclination by Higgins, the quarterback, to run. And he rips off about 10 yards.
Shane Blomlin on a stop.
So they'll spot it at the Watkins 48-yard line.
Haven't seen a penalty here in the second half yet.
No, we have not.
Something to keep
and what
in
do we
mind.
have? Do we have an official's timeout here or what? 2:47. We couldn't have missed the end of the quarter again. I'm not sure. Well, they'll wind it up now. Must have been a... Must have been an official's timeout. Must have been an equipment problem, but it's fixed. Full house backfield once again. And a hand up this time to Hammer. Hammer over left side.
Fumble.
Actually, did he fumble again, and the Pacers have it?
I believe
Pacers
so.
indicated, but nope. The officials are the ones that matter, and they say no.
Boy, Elvin Shaw just shot in there like a rocket and just upended Sponseller, and the football came loose. The Pacers were on it, but evidently they said the ground caused the fumble.
So a gain of 1, second down and 9 for Watkins. About a yard shy of midfield. And we have... What do we have? We have an official's timeout. Official on the far sideline.
Maybe he's, looks like the Watkins coaches are a little bit on the side judge there, and I think they're calming and trying to calm him down. And boy, oh boy, he's actually talking to him right now. And a little bit of animation.
Warning that they're moving the players back on the far sideline or something?
I'm not quite sure. Need a cheat sheet here. Referee signals.
That's right. Second down and 9. Higgins over center. Hands to the last man through, and he's got the first down.
Jeez.
And that one was Hammer, who gets inside the Pacer 40 down to the 38-yard line. And another first down for Watkins.
Dave Daniels once again crawls off the bottom of the pile. Boy, said coming to the game we were going to see a lot of running, and the Pacers really had to step it up in the middle of the defense. And they've gotten the turnover, and they're winning, but they're giving up a lot of yardage. But I guess the scoreboard does where it counts.
The bend but not break theory of defense. Hope for a turnover. There's Sponseller, and he will pick up a couple of yards as he tries right side. Actually, I'm trying to think back, and I don't know that on 3 straight runs that the Pacers have stopped them. I don't believe they have without a penalty or a pass attempt or something. We've got a timeout called on the field. 1:07 to play third quarter. Pacers 18, Watkins 14. We'll be back with the rest of the third quarter after this.
Hi, this is Jimmy Crum for the Plaza dealerships on both sides of Route 23 in Delaware. Plaza Pontiac Buick here and Plaza Ford Lincoln Mercury across the highway. Every car dealer pays the same for their cars. What makes Plaza the place for your next car is their commitment to customer satisfaction with the car, the deal, and the service at Plaza. If you try them once, I know you'll be back. Remember, you'll get the best deal and meet the finest people at the Plaza dealerships, Route 23, just minutes north of 270. Take it from me. You'll be pleased with the people at Plaza.
Gaucher Field, 1:07 remaining here in the third quarter. Watkins burns the first time out of the second half. Trailing the Pacers by 4.
But on the move.
Absolutely, they've driven this one down from just inside their own 20-yard line.
In the full house backfield again.
Sponseller, Anderson, and Hammer. Sponseller is the man to the near side. Anderson takes it straight up the middle, carries a Pacer with him down to the 30-yard line. He'll be just a yard or two shy of a first down. I don't think there's much doubt whether when they get into Pacer territory, it's 4-down territory. It's 4-down territory at their own 40 on the first drive by them in the.
And if I'm Watkins, that's what I look to do anyway, because our run has been so effective, and the Pacers have not proven that they can stop it so far.
Absolutely.
Except for via the penalty.
We'll go to the power I formation now. Sponseller is the deep man. And the handoff will go to Anderson, the first man through. And he's got the first down inside down to the Pacer 26-yard line.
Would have been interesting to see this team against Whitehall. I saw Whitehall play, and I can't imagine Whitehall being able to stop these guys. There had to be some other explanation of why they beat them.
Well, this is different. Watkins sent a wide receiver out here to the near side.
Tight end, Gary.
Yeah. Yep. And we've got a penalty flag down. 9 seconds remaining in the quarter. Somebody must have jumped. Or somebody else.
Like a little bit of movement that I saw.
Illegal procedure on Watkins, 1st and 15. So the penalties.
Once again, that's there.
Well, I mean, they have percentages and studies. If you can make a team drive 80 yards, it's not a huge percentage of times that they actually drive that far and score. And because you get mistakes along the way, you get turnovers and whatnot.
It's Watkins' 7th penalty this game. A total of 67 yards.
They'll wind the clock up, and that will end the third quarter with our score. The Pacers 18, Watkins 14. We'll be back with a final quarter of play after this. Back to Gaucher Field, the final 12 minutes on the clock. Pacers clinging to a 4-point lead. Watkins 1st and 15 with the ball down at the Pacer 32-yard line.
Pacers not only clinging to the lead, but clinging to that hope of that dream of the OCC championship.
They can clinch at least a share of the title. They'll wrap up at Marysville next week. And we are set to go. Once again, one man out wide for Watkins. Hammer will take the handoff left side, and he's got running room. Still on his feet, inside the 10, down to the 5. Penalty flags all over the place. Boy, there were three penalty flags into the same spot.
We either have a clip or a face mask. I don't know which one.
Well, you think of face mask. The officials beside us are thinking clip, but boy, three penalty flags, and they all came flying in there in a hurry.
And it would not, the clip would not be surprising, considering Watkins has lost how many long plays now so far? It is the face mask.
Face mask will move it half the distance to the goal. Wow. Officials were paying very close attention there when three of them spot the face mask infraction.
You want to move Eric to end and put Nancy in action?
So they'll move it half the distance, and that will have it at the 2-yard line, first and goal, as we have just begun the final quarter of play. Watkins looking to reclaim the lead.
Ben Hanna calls the defensive signals for the Pacers.
Sponseller, Anderson, and Hammer in the backfield. Have 4 downs to get this in, and it'll go to Hammer. Hammer is in from 2 yards out.
Boy, Hammer seems to be the whirling dervish type of back as he spins around constantly. It's like almost like they wrap the string around him and let him go like a top.
Hammer with his second touchdown run. Boy, when you've got 3 running backs all run like that, you gotta pretty much have to spread it around a little bit to keep all of them happy, you would think, when they get near the goal line. And we'll come on to kick the extra point. Pacers had the only score in the third period. Here's the extra point attempt to make it a 3-point lead. There's the snap, the placement, the kick is up, and it is good right down the middle. 11:29 to play here in the ball game. Watkins reclaims the lead, 21-18. We'll be back after this.
What's up, John? I heard Jenna's had the baby. All right, Big Daddy John. Yeah, man, check this out. Watch wants me to go out to the county and make it all official. Can you believe that? Oh, what? What's the problem? The problem? He was Janice ain't kicking him anymore. Man, that's not even a point. Don't you want your son to know who his father is? Yeah? Well, then you need to handle your responsibilities. Yeah, that's right, man. You gotta do the right thing.
Field, Gary Miller along with Chris Whitcoff. 11:29 remaining in the ball game, and Watkins back on top, 21-18.
Well, Gary, you got to figure momentum has swung a little bit towards Watkins here, but Delaware's had a couple nice drives the last couple times they've had the football, and have shown the ability all game long so far to come back and score right after being scored upon. So, as you mentioned before the break, it depends on who has the ball last.
That's
almost.
right. It might be whoever has it last wins. Largest lead by anybody has been 8, 14-6. Watkins had it, and Pacers scored a minute 49 after that to get it back to 2, and then took the lead. Now Watkins reclaims it.
Got Daniel Baker and Lamont Shelton deep for the Pacers.
Baker stands on the near hash mark at about the 15-yard line. And it's going to be a low, it's going to be a swift kick. And the Pacers will cover at the 28-yard line.
Ball is covered there by, let me get a number, 24, Phil Carter.
It is.
Well, they've got to start their drive from 27.
Yeah, that's what you want with that kickoff. You want that effectiveness. Just kick the ball to them, hope somebody touches it. They can't pick it up and run with it, and by golly, it worked. So the Pacers have about 73 yards in front of them to reclaim the lead. And D'Amico is back to throw. Gets a nice block to elude one man, and a pass for Sisler thrown a little bit too far in front of him. And let me see, we'll have to give some credit for that block.
That was number
Dave Potts, wasn't
number 77, Dave Potts, who's a backup offensive lineman who had stepped in and got a starting job for a little while when Matt Dane went down with an injury earlier in the year. And we'll have to see if Dane is still in or not.
Going to check.
Although you would think Dane's still in because they had to move Eric Williams to the center position, so therefore Potts is going to slide into that slot.
Shaw joins Baker in the backfield. And D'Amico's back to throw again. Has some time. Running, rolling. Throws, and he's got his man out across the 30, out to the 33-yard line.
And boy, I'll tell you what, Gary, I was sitting here watching the near side, and Matt Dane, Pacers 6 foot, what were we going to go Dane at? 6'5", 6'6", 6'5", 260. Just threw aside the defensive end like a rag doll. Threw him 5 yards deep. He was not going to be involved in that play. Give him credit for a pancake, basically.
Third down and 5 now for the Pacers. They'll come out on the run and shoot.
I don't know if you could see him.
D'Amico takes a snap, drops, quick drop, throws out in the flash, bobbled, then picked up, and it's a first down. I believe that's Courtney Rose.
It is Courtney Rose, a little jitterbug type of move, and boy, I tell you what, he's got some speed.
He bobbled that, I believe, didn't he?
He bobbled it to begin with. He threw basically the wide receiver screen there. Had 2 men out in front, and he just ran in behind and picked up about the first down yardage.
Yep. As line of scrimmage, the 41. Baker the lone setback. Sisler to tight end. Ellinger will go. Pacers thought they were going to get away with that, but I think they'll be flagged for illegal motion as Baker will run it out across the 46. We've got a penalty flag late. Got a penalty flag back in the back.
We could have
We may have
here.
every penalty. We may have every flag on the ground. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, no, we've only got 4. Oh, there's 5. There's one in the middle.
Hold on.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. Is there an official still on the far side?
Well, we've got
It's a 5-man crew, right?
Yeah, we've got a clip on the Pacers.
We have every penalty flag out of the pocket.
We had a clip on the Pacers, we had procedure on the Pacers, and we had an illegal block in the back on the Pacers, it looked like.
Wow. 5 penalty flags. I don't know whether I can remember seeing it. And they're spread all over the field. It's not just one.
It's raining penalty flags.
Yeah, luckily they can't just take all the penalties, you know, or they might lose 45 yards on the play.
I think what the officials figured is it was a 7-1 deficit for penalties, and so they'd throw 5 at once and make that up real quickly.
Flags everywhere. Let's see. Back the 30-yard line. The Pacers have put themselves in a hole here. It's going to be a 1st and 20.
They're going to accept the clipping penalty.
10:39 remaining in the ballgame. Pacers trailing by 3.
Matt Ellinger checks out. Dave Daniels in.
Daniel to the far side. Courtney Rose to the near side. Shaw and Baker in the backfield.
We should have a punch.
And there goes D'Amico over the middle.
Oh,
Rose
catch.
has it at the 45-40.
Oh, he's gone.
They won't catch him. 15, 10, 5, touchdown.
That was the best catch that
No
Courtney
penalty
Rose.
flags that time.
That was the best catch that Courtney Rose has made this season.
How about a 70-yarder?
Wow. And Chris D'Amico's adding to his 1,000-yard passing season and hunks this game. The 60.
Caught a 69-yard pass, D'Amico to Rose. And, you know, both of the long pass plays have been just over the secondary. That was an excellent, excellent catch. Blom allowed to attempt the extra point. Ooh, high snap. And it's blocked.
That's my boys, I bet.
24-21. Pacers lead by 3. We'll take a timeout and be back with more after this.
Throughout America, there are a lot of hungry mouths to feed. Please remember, 12 million of them are children. You can help feed a child in your community today. Just call Second Harvest, America's Food Bank Network.
Gaucher Field, and Courtney Rose electrified this crowd. I'll tell you, normally your defensive backs have some speed. They needed Chad Brown to track him down.
I don't think Chad Brown had a shot at that. Rose put it into a gear that I have not seen.
Well, I'll tell you what, it was close. He started sprinting. They started sprinting after him, and he just kept gaining until he put 15 yards between he and the closest defender.
The Warriors down by a field goal as a result of 4 missed extra points or failed 2-point conversions here. 2 of each.
Missed the first one, then tried for 2 on the next 2, trying to make up for the missed one. And that time they tried the 1-pointer again, and it was blocked. There's a low spiral kick picked up by someone that I don't believe that's had the ball yet. He's pulled down from behind, out across the 30, 35, and to the 40-yard line. So the number 9?
That's what I thought I saw was number 9.
It would be Pat Walton, a 5'9", 169-pound junior. That's who it was.
Ben Hannon taking the signals. Coach Farkashevsky.
Line of scrimmage just beyond the 40. As we said, it might be the last one with the ball. Pacers took 1 minute and 4 seconds to answer that long drive by Watkins. Full house backfield once again. Hammer, Sponseller, and Anderson. This is Sponseller hit at the line of scrimmage.
Now we got to really start staying home. We got to start staying home now and counter.
Boy, the Pacers really do need that. That's been their first real stop.
Sponseller. He gets about a yard, second down and 9.
The bad thing about the last person to have the ball is that happens to be Watkins has the football, and they've had the long drives every single time.
I don't think they could eat it all yet, but it's a heck of a drive, 10-minute drive. There's the snap by Higgins. Anderson straight up the middle, and boy, he ball came loose as he hit, but Elvin Shaw hit him, drops him after a gain of just a couple. Still going to be about 7 yards shy of the first down. And we'll see where they spot it. It might be closer to 6.
I'd watch for that pass that they threw in the flats last time.
3rd and 6.
On that kind of a situation, and
possibly that draw to the fullback. That worked one time, second time not as effectively, although they tried it on first down the second time.
This is real key that all the Pacers really do what their job is right now.
Nobody split wide for Watkins. If they're going to throw, it's going to be to someone out of their backfield. There's the pitch. They'll try to come this side, and they will not make it. But I'll tell you what, Watkins is going to go for it. I don't have any doubt in my mind they're going to go for it. That was Hammer who got banged out of bounds in the Pacer bench, and it will be a 4th and about 2.
Yeah, Hammer got hammered by Hannah.
There you go. I'll tell you, there's no doubt in my mind they're going for it.
And I go Anderson up the middle for me. If I'm the Watkins coaching staff.
See, last time on 4th down, they went wide. That was rather interesting.
Number 6.
And this is big. The Pacer fans, this is a huge, huge play in this ball game. Huge play in the ball game. And they will hand it in the backfield. He's caught. The Pacers have it. Down at the 44-yard line. Was that Elvin Shaw or was that Eric Williams?
I think that was a combination of Elvin Shaw, Andy Sisler, Shane Blommel. Wow. It basically was the entire Pacer line.
I mean, they were in the backfield for the handoff. Wow, what a huge play with 8 minutes remaining in the ball game. Pacers take over on downs. Now if they could just punch one in here, that'd be huge.
Absolutely, and they have shown they've been quick striking all game. They have not had that sustained drive, so.
Ellinger goes in motion to the far side as the Pacers go back on the attack. And the handoff will go to Baker. Baker will try far side. Cuts it up, and he's got a good 7 yards down to the Watkins 40.
I was talking earlier in the game about possibly the size factor of Watkins wearing down Delaware. However, maybe it's the opposite. Maybe Watkins is starting to get a little tired as those holes seem to be opening up more frequently for the Pacers and for Baker to run through.
I don't know whether they stunned it or exactly what they did on defense, but boy, that was the first time we've seen them hit them in the backfield, right when they needed it. Second down and 3. Hand off to Baker straight up the middle this time, and Baker will go for first down yardage down at the 35-yard line.
All the momentum is totally shifted to Delaware Hayes. It's very quiet on the Watkins sideline and the stands.
Because there's nobody over there.
Well,
I guess there are some on the sideline.
Yeah, their band is there.
That's right. We're going to march the first down on the Pacers. I'm letting them get it set. And why hasn't the clock started? Clock still hasn't started. That was not an incomplete pass. The clock hasn't started.
Was it a first down?
Yeah, it was a first down, but they had it set for a while. Hand off, or actually, we'll go to Ellinger. I'm not sure why the clock didn't start. My goodness, they lost like 30 seconds on that one.
That was Baker on the carry. For about
Coach Parkshevsky pleading to the officials to check the time, but they will not be able to put it back on. So a gain of 4, second down and 6. As we said, Jason Baker's already gone over 1,000 yards for the season in tonight's game. Came in needing 44. Ellinger comes in motion to the near side. Hand off to Baker. Baker again, near side, front of the Pacer bench, and down inside the 25, and I believe he's got the first down, depending on the spot. It appears to here to have the first down. And that's exactly what they have.
Baker a little shaken up on the play.
I think maybe he's tying his shoe, isn't he?
Oh.
I looked down, I thought he...
Yeah, I thought he was shaking up and just taking a knee and kind of shaking out the cobwebs, but...
Dave Daniel checks in. He comes to a slot in the near side. It'll be a double slot, he and Ellinger. Goebel split to the far side. Baker the lone setback. Approaching 6 minutes. Ellinger goes in motion to the far side. Ball's on the near hash mark. The hand of Baker. Baker has to get around the corner and unable to do so. Penalty flag down. Another penalty flag comes in late.
Gonna have to believe that's got to be a hold out there.
He turned his back on him. He's motioning up the field. He's tackling up the field out.
Clock stop with 6:06 remaining here in the ball game. We've got a clip.
That play started, I thought it was going to be a successful play running to the wide side because Watkins had shifted and had put way more men than needed on the short side of the field here.
Well, Watkins pursued that well. It looked like it was open. They sealed off the end, but boy, the rest of the defense came up.
It's a big penalty.
Oh yeah, 15 yards from the spot.
Blamo and Courtney Rose checking in.
Sisler checks out, so they'll go into a run and shoot formation probably,
which has been successful throughout the game so far for Hayes.
Goebel Ellinger to the near side, Blamo and Rose to the far side. Baker the lone setback, first and a mile. He goes back to throw, quick drop, throws out in the flat, and he's got his man, Shane Blamo.
Knocked out of
gets
bounds.
a little bit of it back, gets about 10 yards of it back, I believe. No, maybe not quite.
Richard Anderson knocked Blamo out of bounds there.
Daniel comes back in. Blamo and Rose come out. And we're under 6 minutes. We got 2nd and 20 now for the Pacers. There's a double slot. It'll be Daniel and Ellinger, and we've got a whistle. And let's see what we have. We didn't have anything snapped. Somebody had to have lined up. The legal procedure called against the Pacers. So that'll move it back 5. 2nd and 25 now with 5:43 to play in the ball game. See, the problem is the Pacers have to get the first down. They can run, 3 more plays before they have to give it back. That only takes about a minute and a half. That still gives Watkins time. If they could just get one more first down, that would force Watkins to go a long way and have to go to the air to do it. But Goebel split to the near side, double slots. Daniel and Ellinger. Ellinger comes in motion to the near side. Somebody from Watkins jumped, but the back judge can't call that. He's going to be calling that against Delaware. He can't see whether that's offside. That would be the side judge that would call that. Illegal motion against the Pacers.
I was going to say, I would...
You know, it was so lopsided penalty-wise in the first half. They're making it up here in just one.
And unfortunately, it happens to be on the key drive of the game.
Well, one of the... Yeah, absolutely. And let's see.
Courtney Rose checks in. Dave Daniels checks out.
20, 30. Wow. 32 yards. 32 yards for the first down. They need to get down to about the 14-yard line. It'll be 31 yards. Line of scrimmage is the Watkins 45. Maybe a victory just to get a playoff here. D'Amico's back to throw. In the flats, he's got Goebel. Goebel catches it from his knees, which will pick him up about 7 or 8 yards. Call it 7. Inside the 40 down to the 38-yard line.
I wonder if the Pacers are going to just try and get as much as they can here and then punt the ball away and try and pin them deep and make them go the length.
A lot of time, and Watkins has 2 of their timeouts left.
Pacers have all their timeouts left.
Well, they're in a running formation right here. Shaw's in the backfield along with Baker. They'll throw out of it.
We've got a
penalty flag down. And we've got Dave Daniel. I think this is going against the Pacers. I think somebody moved.
I think Daniels got a little bit off, a little bit early on that.
Yeah, I think somebody moved. This one will be coming back. Boy, that would have...
Daniels left a little bit early from his slot position.
That would have been about... Well, you know, I thought Baker was the one that moved myself. I thought he moved from the running back spot. Just to
tune in at 11:30 tonight. Check out the
illegal motion. What? There we go. Wow, the fans... The fans are not real pleased with the officials, but from what we've seen movement pretty much each time.
Yeah, I don't know if that's adrenaline or just lack of concentration at this time of the ball game, but you just cannot make those kind of mistakes in the fourth quarter.
Back to the 44-yard line. But, you know, they keep burning time. They get the down over because of the penalty.
It's a master plan by Mike Marshall.
That's right. You can run it out and never get a first down. 4:56 to play. Pacers leading by 3. D'Amico's back to throw. He's got tons of time. Throws over the middle, and it's picked off. 30-yard line, 35, 40.
Go.
This is Chevalier, and Elvin Shaw is going to pull him down at midfield. Right over the head of his intended receiver, Courtney Rose. Line of scrimmage for Watkins will be right at midfield, and the Pacers are going to have to come up big again on defense.
You got to think they're going to play probably the same kind of defense they played the last time that stopped. I mean, it was the first successful stop that we've had of Watkins the entire game. But this is huge here. Hate to keep reiterating that, but
4:42. Nose of the football just shy of midfield. Hammer, Sponseller, and Anderson. And it's the pitch out to Sponseller. He'll try the far side. The Pacers are there. You know, last time they kept trying the middle, and the Pacers shut them down. This time they pitched it wide and still were able to only get a couple.
That was kind of an ugly pitch, too.
Actually, he got more than I thought. Got near 5 yards. We'll call it 2nd and 5. Clock runs, 4:15 to play. Pacers cling to a 3-point lead. Pacers have only had 1 turnover, and it just came moments ago as Anderson straight up the middle, and he's into the secondary, still on his feet, down to the 35-yard line.
He wants Nate Gay in. He wants Nate Gay in for 4 years.
Nate Gay checks into the ball game.
And we've got a first down at the Pacer 35-yard line.
Eric. Now wait a minute, we got both back. We got one another, Brandon, one another end in. Brandon, what are you guys doing?
under 4 minutes, 3:55. First and 10. Line of scrimmage is the 35-yard line. Pacers one timeout. They don't get it. And the handoff goes up the middle to Sponseller.
So a little bit of confusion on a Pacer defense.
Absolutely. That's what happens sometimes when a player comes out injured. Especially the way they've been shuffling them around a little bit in this ball game. Second and 8 for Watkins. 3:20 to play. The clock continues to run. As we said, the Warriors have 2 timeouts. We don't know about their field goal kicker.
Staying in the full house backfield.
Off this time to Hammer. Hammer with this spin move. He always hits that first tackler and spins, and it is pretty effective. Third and about 2 for Watkins as they'll get inside the Pacer 30 down to about the 26-yard line.
Boy, Ruin Williams checking into the game for the Pacers.
Eric Williams, like holding his arm like his shoulder's bad, but he marches in. Third and 2. Hand off Anderson straight up the middle. I see Ellinger with a hand on him. There's Shaw to push him back. And Watkins calls timeout. 2:31 to play. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back. Pacers lead by 3.
Saying goodbye to your old car can be like saying goodbye to an old friend. But the parting can become sweet sorrow if that old friend saves lives through the National Kidney Foundation's Kidney Cars program. Donate your old car and the funds will support programs that can save lives. Or even arrange a pickup and you might qualify for a tax deduction. Call 1-800-488-CARS. The National Kidney Foundation's Kidney Cars program. It puts the good in goodbye.
Field. Boy, this is the game if the Pacers come up huge again. 4th down and a short yard for Watkins. Last time on 4th down, Pacers were able to stop them. They shift into the power I.
Pitch
and wide. The pitch wide. I don't think he got it. He didn't get inside the 25.
Shane Blommel with a big stop. Andy Sisler on the assist. Oh, my gosh.
He didn't get inside the 25, and he just barely had to get over it.
I'm sorry. Maybe it wasn't Blommel. Maybe it was Ben Hanna. It was something, too.
That's twice in the 4th quarter. The Pacers come up huge on 4th down.
Now the big key is whether they can just get a few first downs and just run out the clock. Watkins has 1 timeout left. Pacers have all 3 remaining.
I think they only need a first down, really. There's only 2:24 to go. They've got, what, 25 seconds in between each play, so 1 first down to pretty much do it.
And it looks like the Pacers have taken timeout.
I think what they did was they sent Chad Brown back in at center as Eric Williams with his arm hurt. I don't think he was going to snap, so. Boy, Pacers, you know, we talked about the fact that Watkins was ripping off 9 yards of play in the first half, rushing and on. And by golly, in this 4th quarter, the Pacers have sucked it up, and they have knocked them down twice on 4th and short.
Absolutely. You can almost attribute that to the coaching staff also for making the adjustments necessary to come up with the right defensive mix.
I was surprised they went wide that time. They needed a very short yard.
I would have just called the quarterback
went up the middle
over that huge offensive line and taken advantage of those boys.
All right, here we go for the Pacers. Double slot to the far side. Ellinger now comes in motion. Baker the lone setback. And I hand it off to Baker. Baker cuts it up behind Brown. And he stays in bounds. Picks up across the 30.
Watkins really scraping at the football, digging, trying to get it loose.
Watkins will use their last timeout with 2:18. So definitely force the Pacers to get a first down. Gain of 6 by Baker, of course, went over the 1,000-yard, and Chris D'Amico went over 1,000 yards in passing. Luckily, too, Chris D'Amico would have been a little disappointed had he gone over 1,000 yards passing in his one errant pass that was picked off there on that last drive. He would have been sick about that one. So a little reprieve for the senior quarterback, his 3rd year
as a starter
starting for the Pacers.
As I said earlier in the week, he did get a little bit banged up in practice. I do know took a hit on the thumb on his throwing hand and was having some problems. I know Coach Marshall was concerned about that, but we checked him this morning, talked to him, and seemed to be all right.
Well, unless they're snake-bitten like maybe Wisconsin, they should be able to.
That's not Northwestern
handle
field.
Yeah. No, that's Michigan. That's right. Wrong helmets there. There's the handoff to Baker again. Baker tries to stretch it out. Now he cuts it up. And he'll be a yard or two shy. Watkins is out of timeouts, so the next snap will be with under 2 minutes remaining in the ball game.
Smart play by Baker there, as they were stringing it out, and they were trying to string him out of bounds, and decided to cut the ball up, take his yard or two, and just get down and let the clock run. That was a real
first down here for the Pacers. They're going to need a short two or a long one. Depends on whether it's half empty or half full, I guess.
Well, let's be optimistic here for the Pacers on the Pacers' behalf.
We'll call it a long one. Baker, the lone setback. Ellinger comes in motion to the near side. And they hand off Baker straight up the middle. First down. And boy, they are grabbing for the ball. He is just shy of the 40-yard line. First down with a minute and a half to go, and that one's going to do it.
Baker running right behind number 79, Nate Gay, the 6'2", 285-pound junior.
Now they can do the OCC chant now because they are going to have a share of the OCC clinched with this victory.
Make sure they start to fly here.
Baker, the lone setback.
See this thing down.
And there's the handoff to Baker once again. Baker cuts up across midfield. He's got one man to beat. He's inside the 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown.
That'll clinch it. You have a penalty flag?
61-yard run by Jason Baker.
Baker's 11th touchdown this season. Closing the gap on B.G. Young a little bit there. Wow, what an exciting ball game.
1:05 to play here in the ball game.
Wow. If things go accordingly, they should miss the extra point.
But yeah, they're up by 9 right now. You know, Chad's heroes are here too. Football Friday night.
Yes,
I bet they got it on film. They still had the camera on the sidelines just a few moments ago. Yep. See, he's leaving now.
Got to call them after the ball game. Let them go home. We're going to have to watch it.
Had to use a timeout. They were a man short on the field.
That's you, what happened?
So minute 5 to play in the ball game, and the Pacers have this one in the bag. A share of the OCC title.
First since 1969.
They are at Marysville next week.
First in Delaware Hayes history. 4 OCC championships.
There you go.
For 4 different teams in a year. First in Delaware Hayes history.
Even in the fall.
Yeah, even in the fall season.
Amazing part.
And I know the boys basketball team's supposed to be pretty strong this year, and I know the track team's going to be strong this year, so there could be even more.
And you can never count out girls basketball.
Oh, Freck Dalton. This program year in and year out.
He just has them keep stepping up and taking the play. All right, now we're set for the extra point with a minute 5 to play in the ball game. Blommel on. There's the kick. It's up, and it is good. With a minute 5 to play, it's the Pacers 31, Watkins Memorial 21.
Wow, the celebration has started. They're hugging Coach Marshall.
They are fired up on the sideline. I'll tell you that. I mean, it was a great run by Baker. Obviously, Watkins had to gamble a little bit and plug the holes and try to get him quickly. But well, once it opened, Baker showed a little bit of speed there too. Well, Baker on his touchdown runs has 88 yards.
Yeah.
Make it 90 on his 3 touchdowns.
Jason, hey, ask him.
5 to go. Watkins with no timeouts. That doesn't really matter since, well, they have timeouts. They're not going to get 2 scores in a minute 5.
Stranger things have happened.
Strange things happen. I would have bet serious money that Wisconsin had that game won last week. I was watching, I was flipping back and forth. But, of course, there again, I would have bet that the World Series would have never moved back to New York either.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Maddox was going for the Braves tonight.
That's why when people talk about betting, I keep my money in my pocket.
A lesson for all you youngsters out there tuned in.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Oh, Bam's getting the crowd riled up down there. But he's standing up. Boy, it's easier to see out the top window.
Fumble. I think Delaware Hayes has recovered.
Not that it really matters, except that they can go to a knee. Oh, did they just pour water all over Marshall? Yes, they did. It's
Marshall
a
got the
chilly.
drench.
He got
Delaware Hayes football, who comes off the bottom of the pile.
I'll tell you what, but he hustled down after it.
Number 24, Phil Carter.
Wow, he hustled down there after that one. And Mike Marshall gets the bath. I assume Brent got that up on top, right?
I would hope so.
I don't think so.
The Delaware Hayes coaching staff is vacating with the victory and pretty excited up here.
All they do is take the knee.
And look at the tight formation that they have for this one.
Baker and Shaw right beside D'Amico. He goes back and takes a knee. That'll start the clock. They should only have to do it, what, one more time?
One more time. This makes next week winning it outright at Marysville. They've lost 3 straight to Marysville, though.
Yeah.
So
we'll see how Marysville is doing tonight. Of course, you can catch the coaches' roundtable every Saturday morning at 9 o'clock, and we'll hear from the coaches about what's going on. There's the 25 seconds. They won't have to snap it again.
And the fans here stand in jubilation. The players. Mike Marshall's first OCC championship as a Pacer.
In his 5th year, he'd like to get in the locker room and get warm right now.
He might get thrown in the shower there, too.
1-0, that's it.
And the fans storm the field.
Here come the goalpost. Oh, no, they're not. That is the student section out to help celebrate.
Boy, Gary, this is fantastic. This is great.
They need to get through the line with the Watkins players first, and then the student section how to celebrate, but they need to let them get through the line here. Now, does this mean Athletic Director Reed will stand there and protect the bell, or?
Actually, he's going to be going and probably climbing, getting some people down off of that.
Yes, I bet he is.
I want to say that was probably Dave Pohl, it looked like, that jumped up on the... Not quite sure.
Nonetheless, I don't think I would name names on who's climbing on top of things.
I think everybody in Delaware can celebrate, obviously, tonight. And there goes the players to the bell.
They're headed that direction. The OCC, at least a share of it, and the band will put on a little
display. Band going to state competition tomorrow to compete.
That's right.
Good luck to the band.
Boy, Watkins, those coaches got to be kind of shaking their head thinking, how did that one get away from us? Because they dominated the whole first half. Dominated the third quarter, except for a bad turnover by them, but then the Pacers dominated the fourth quarter.
Oh,
2 fourth down possessions.
A catch by Courtney Rose that just brought everyone to their feet, and it was just, that was tremendous.
There were some huge plays in this game. Dave Daniel with the first one on a long pass, and Baker a couple of nice runs, and wow, what a nice game for the Pacers. Congratulations to Coach Marshall and his Pacers, who will try to go for the outright championship next week over at Marysville. I'm sure the Delaware crowd will follow that very closely. We're going to wrap it up from here. Our final score, the Pacers 31, the Watkins Memorial Warriors 21. Brent's upstairs on the rooftop for TV56. Chaz back at the station flipping the controls for WDLR. And we'll thank Chris Whitcomb once again. For Chris Whitcomb, this is Gary Miller saying so long, everyone.